Hey Aries, welcome to your March 2019 general reading. This is for those who have Aries in their sun, moon, or rising. Also remember, this is a general reading, so not all messages will apply to everyone. So for your overall energy for the month, I pulled the card for Saturn, and this is the Father card. And also, it's about learning important lessons. And as I'm looking at the spread, I'm noticing like that is a huge theme for y'all for the month of March. There are going to be a lot of lessons that y'all haven't learned yet, or that you should have learned and didn't. So there could be repeating of some things. Also, this is going to be a month where there's going to be some hard times that are going to come up and things that might be very difficult that you're going to have to go through. It's also about being able to set goals and wanting to achieve them and being able to feel secure with where you're at in your life. I feel like a lot of you this month are going to be struggling with that as well. So, when it comes to relationships, I'm seeing a lot of you that are still attached to negative emotions from a past pain or something that has happened recently, but it's already done with. Like you're kind of holding on to the negative emotions of that. Um, if you're in a really happy relationship, I don't feel like this reading is going to really apply to you at all because this is for someone who's gone through the heartache and they just keep focusing on that. And this is also when somebody in this relationship has been really stubborn and really prideful. And I feel like it really is going to be Aries that is being this way. I don't feel like this is the other person. I feel like it's you. Some of you also might be dealing with a relationship that's really stagnant. Like, it's just kind of been carrying on, but there's not really any spark or emotion left in it. I feel like in this relationship, you've let a lot of things slide. Probably both you and your partner. I feel like you just keep like putting things under the rug and you keep letting things slide, and there's nobody being really open or honest or actually dealing and facing things, and that could have to do with a lot of the unhappiness and heartache and stuff and bad memories. It's like you're still focused on all of that, so it's going to be hard to move on and connect, especially if you can't be open and honest with your partner about that. For those that are single, though, I see, the message here, it's you need to be able to put yourself out there more. Like, the message is that your like knight in shining armor isn't going to come to your rescue. So if you're really looking for a relationship and stuff, I'm thinking this month might be more about getting your life in order before pursuing that. But if you're going to pursue that, make sure you know what it is you're looking for and go out there and start looking for it. Some of you might be dealing with something that has to do with the hospital for the month of March. Some of you need to be on a more clean diet. I feel like I've told Aries this before. I feel like this was in a reading and it came up in one of y'all's, and it's coming up again. Like there is like a real need here to be on a more like plant-based type of diet. I'm not saying like all the way, but it's almost like y'all aren't really putting more nutrition foods into you that you need. And this month, I think it's going to be more important that you do it, especially because of all the hardships that could be coming up. Some of you may have lost a job or a home. Some of you might be having some health issues. Some of you might be dealing with addiction issues. And I feel like this is because there's something here that you haven't faced. There's something that you haven't faced, and this is definitely something from the past. Like whatever it is, either this is a lesson that you haven't learned, or there's like a reality here that has not, that you, once again, I think are just sweeping it under the rug. And I don't really think this has to do with anybody else. This has to do with more you personally and probably more with your thoughts and beliefs. But there's definitely something there that it's like you're not willing to accept it. Some of you might be seeking counseling. And also I'm seeing here that y'all are having a hard time letting people help you or asking people for help. And and once again, I feel like this is a pride thing that's stepping in here. And you know, the cards are saying, you need to be able to ask people for help. Like, it's okay to ask others for help. I feel like y'all have a really hard time and struggle with that too. And I think y'all are also in this place where you don't feel like you're where you thought you were going to be. So you're kind of struggling with how you're going to move forward. And you're having a lot of anxiety about it. But I feel like being stuck in this thought process, it's making y'all less productive as opposed to just like putting down what it is you want and then going after it. A lot of you need to be very clear with yourself about what it is you want when moving forward as well. And being able to know that. And I mean, that's the same thing with those who are like single, who are looking for a relationship, or maybe even those who are in a relationship. Maybe you need to be clear with yourself about if this is really what you want. Is it even something that you really want to work through? There's definitely something that needs, you need to be able to be open and honest about that with yourself first. Some of you also are kind of stuck in your like own ways and your own patterns, and you're having a problem changing things, and it's like a big resistance of change for y'all. Like, I feel like a lot of you are trying to hold on to things, even if these are things that no longer serve you, or if this is things that really aren't even in your control. There's like this need for you to hold on to it. But the thing is, change is inevitable. It's always going to happen. So the spirits are wanting y'all to be able to learn to just kind of let go and flow with it and find the joy along the way. Being able to find the small things through the change will help y'all shift a lot easier. Some of you might be working with those with special needs. I'm also seeing here that a lot of you are trying to do too much at once. So either this is going to be something where y'all have like almost like scattered brain and taking on several projects, or y'all keep like doing the same thing over and over and nothing is changing from it. I feel like a lot of you are lacking this like completion in your life, like to this feeling of completeness. And once again, you're having a hard time. There's a lot of struggle here too. There's like a lot of struggle and resistance energy that I'm feeling with this. Oh, and I'm also seeing on here there's also a lot of financial debts that I think are stressing and causing you anxiety as well, and not being able to pay off some of these debts. A lot of you could just be having stress around financial issues as well. And some of y'all are going to need to look into your past and be able to figure out where you went wrong and fix these mistakes. Because I feel like there was a mistake made somewhere along the way, and once you figure out where that mistake was made, you can fix it. And then also for your crystal card, that one was about speaking your truth, and being able to figure out what it is you really want in life. And see, like, all of this just flows so well together. I mean, this is like, basically going through all these lessons again, going through all these hardships again, and going all through all this. And even though it seems like really hard and painful, but then you'll have the butterfly spirit, which sends the message. It says transformation is beautiful, and also the need to surrender to change. Like, y'all have to let go and be able to flow and get through it and learn from past mistakes and everything. And it's going to be an uncomfortable process, but it's going to be easier for those who are able to let go and find the beauty along the way in this process. Some of you also might be having issues with teeth grinding. So some of you might need to go to the dentist for that as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, Aries. I know it seems like a really rough month, And for some of you, this may affect you harder than others, depending on where, all your placements are and everything with your birth chart. But um, all of this will like go through, like when you're making this transformation, you'll get through it. And once you get through it, even though you can't see how this is going to turn out great later on, it's going to get there. It may be a little ways off by, I'd say, a few of you, I'd say by a couple months, but I don't, like I said, everybody's time frame is going to be completely different. But like I said, also, you can get through this. This is all stuff. You just need to surrender to it and let go and just learn what it is that you made mistakes on and be able to embrace the change and transformation that's coming your way. Also, I feel like a lot of you are going to be dealing with an earth sign specifically. So a lot of earth here on your cards. I hope that y'all have a good month and make the best of it because it is going to get better. Bye, Aries.